Hey everyone, happy Friday and welcome to your Friday SEO tip. We're diving into something fascinating, a really interesting development in how Google is pulling in information about businesses. So it turns out they're now actively indexing and using content directly from your marketing emails, which are all tied into Google Merchant Center. So Google itself has been talking about this, stating Google will automatically display your marketing email content, including new arrivals, sales, and promotions on search, shopping, and more, saving time and effort by letting Google showcase your brand. So let's break down the methodology behind this and what it means for SEO. All right, so how is Google actually doing this? This isn't about Google snooping in private inboxes at all. What's happening is Google is expanding its indexing efforts to include publicly accessible marketing emails, things like your brand's newsletters or promotional blasts. Think emails that someone could sign up for on your website or possibly even be found via archives of past campaigns. This email content becomes a brand new source of signals for Google's algorithms. It helps them build a richer picture of a brand's current activities, their latest offers, new products, and even understand things like brand voice and key values. The system is designed to automatically extract specific data points, again, details about promotions, information on new product launches, links to your social profiles, maybe even brand imagery, and generally parsing the content to understand the core message. So once this information is extracted and processed, Google that can potentially surface it directly in several key places in Google search results, specifically in the shopping tab or also within Google Maps listings when somebody is looking for a business. So now, how does Google get these emails? There are two primary methods in play. So the first would be Google potentially trying to automatically just subscribe to public sign-up forms where they find them. The second, and perhaps more controlled method, is explicitly adding a specific Google address to your existing marketing email distribution list. So you would have to go into your existing distribution list and add the email marketing email to goog@gmail.com. And I will have that listed below on the SEO tip for you to copy and paste. Okay, so now that we understand how Google is doing this, let's look at what Google sees as the main benefit and how that translates to potential SEO upsides. Google's core pitch here, as we saw, is saving time and effort by automatically showcasing brands. So from our SEO's perspective, the biggest potential gain is enhanced organic visibility. So content that was traditionally locked away in your email campaigns, like a flash sale, limited time offer, or a hot new product announcement, could potentially gain exposure in organic search in shopping results. This lets you reach active searchers who might not be on your email list, potentially driving more relevant organic traffic. So secondly, there's the automation aspect. So by automatically pulling data from emails, the system aims to reduce the manual effort required for things like setting up promotion feeds within Google Merchant Center for every single campaign. It's an alternative path compared to manually creating those assets, though the manual control definitely gives you more precision. Third, there's the timeliness signal. So email content often reflects the absolute latest offers and product news. So this feature allows Google to potentially index and surface these really time-sensitive details faster than just waiting for their standard website crawls. So it's important to remember that any data that Google pulls from these emails this way is governed by the existing Merchant Center terms of service, which fits under their definition of content. So understanding this leads us to some important strategic considerations from an SEO standpoint. The key question this system presents is the balance between automation and control. By allowing Google to automatically pull content from your emails, you're gaining potential visibility benefits and reducing some manual tasks. However, you are also giving up a certain level of direct control over exactly which pieces of content are surfaced, how they appear, and when. So this could potentially lead to slightly different messages or offers appearing compared to your carefully managed shopping campaigns. So deciding whether to use this feature is a strategic choice based on your comfort level with this automation and the priority you place on granular control over your messaging and campaign data. So if you do decide to leverage this feature, it introduces a new concept, I guess we could call email SEO. So this means you need to start optimizing your marketing emails, not just for readability by people, but also for crawlability and accurate parsing by Google systems. So key things to think about here are using clear, structured text for your promotional details and key information. Don't just rely on images for crucial offers. Ensure the content is structured logically. Consider low subject consider how subject lines and the body copy contribute to clarity and potential keyword relevance. The goal is to make your emails easy for Google to understand and accurately represent in search results if it chooses to. So now how do you manage all of this? So within Google Merchant Center, there's a specific setting. You'll find it under General Account Options called Marketing Content Usage. This setting controls whether Google is allowed to use your email content in this way. You can choose to keep this enabled, which I believe everybody was auto opted in beginning of this month, like around April 3rd. Or you can select the do not share data to opt out and prevent Google from using your email content. So your action item here is to understand the setting in your client accounts, review the marketing content usage option in Merchant Center. Based on the strategic discussion around control versus optimization and your willingness to implement email SEO, make an informed decision whether to keep it enabled or opt out. If you do choose to keep it enabled, consider adding the marketing email to goog@gmail.com to your distribution lists and focus on optimizing your email structure and content for Google. So in a nutshell, Google's now pulling info from marketing emails, impacting how businesses show up organically. This means you've got a decision: lean on automation or keep tight control. If you go with the automation route, remember email SEO, optimizing those emails for Google. Your absolute next simple step: check the marketing content usage setting in Merchant Center, figure out what's best for your client and lock it in. That's your tip. Please, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you.